We've spent all season working our way back to this point, and it's time, everybody, for postseason baseball once again here in the Oakland Athletics franchise. Welcome in to episode 100 of one of my biggest projects on the channel, turning the Oakland Athletics into a championship contender. It's certainly not been an easy road, but now the last 2 years we've gotten to build a winning program. 99 wins a year ago, our first division title, and we made it to the ALCS. This year we repeat as division champions with 95 victories as the 1 seed in the American League. And it came down, of course, to a tiebreaker and the final day of the season to crown us the division champions. So we're going to be taking on the 5 seed Yankees here in the ALDS, and in today's video we're playing games 1 and 2. Joe Michael will get the start against Luis Gil, and then probably going to be pitching Logan Gilbert in game 2. I thought we had a really good season this year, although the offense was a bit all over the place. We certainly had our bad stretches, but we did end up with one of the better offenses in baseball, and I think over the course of the year we developed a better overall 1 through 9 lineup in terms of the structure and everything. The players really didn't change, but we've come to count on so many players more than we ever did in the past. You've got Yusniel Cruz now finishing his first full MLB season, and he had a phenomenal rookie year, especially with that final month and racking up those home runs to get him close to 30 on the season. And now I think Cruz is one of the most crucial bats in the lineup as we get postseason play underway again. Now, a question I have here is, how is the first base position going to be held down? Because Manny Reyes was not playoff eligible. I apparently added him to the active roster a day too late, or to the 40-man anyway. So Vladimir Guerrero's job appears to be safe right now, unless I decide at some point to play Arise at first and then Zach Geloff at second, and that is certainly possible. We'll see how each game goes. And of course, last year's success was led by the Cy Young Award-winning Joe Michael, and this year he decided he was going to do it all over again. 2 less victories, but a lot of improvements across the board to his numbers. A higher WAR, a better home run rate allowed significantly. There's just nobody better than Joe Michael right now. Michael not only won his 2nd Cy Young in a row, but he even got votes for MVP, where he came in 3rd place. And the final tally is in here. Yusniel Cruz is also Rookie of the Year this season, beating out his teammate in Henry Vasquez. When you look at our pitching and how we rank towards the top the entire year, combined with what we can do offensively when we're hot, or when we're just playing how we should, honestly, this is a team that I think can go all the way. Last year we came up short, losing to the eventual champions in the ALCS. We'll see what's in store this year, as our journey will open against the New York Yankees, a team that made one big splash in the offseason that caught my attention, which was letting Aaron Judge be traded to the Baltimore Orioles. So the Yankees don't have the same star-studded lineup that we're used to them building and spending on free agents. They do have Francisco Alvarez, Oswald Peraza, Casey Mize, Anthony Volpe. Those are all the 90 overall and above players. Then you've got Jake McCarthy, who came over from the Diamondbacks, and a lot of really solid players going down the board, but it doesn't seem to have that same star power factor that a lot of Yankee teams had. They've also had to win the Wild Card Series to make it to this point, so we're going to face Luis Gil in this first game, then likely Pablo Lopez, as they've already thrown out their best 2 starters in their first series. This Yankee offense relies a lot on Francisco Alvarez, who puts up numbers really similar to Tyler Soderstrom. 26 homers this year, he hit .291 and slugged .475. he really is their best offensive threat. But there are solid options across the board with Jake McCarthy, who actually did better in terms of home runs, RBIs, and slugging, at least this season. They also had a .550 slugging year out of third baseman Nolan Jones. So lefties love hitting in New York, and that's why I'm hoping we can get some lefties on the mound when we go to New York for the second part of this series. But we're playing the first two at home, and it starts now. Welcome back to the postseason, everybody. It's good to be here after having to grind our way back to this point all over again. It's certainly a long year, and we're hoping we get that big payoff this season. And of course, it's always great when you can start the series here with Joe Michael on the mound. He had 5 complete game shutouts this year, nearly had his first career no-hitter. But all in all, he was baseball's best pitcher once again. 2 straight years of dominant play, and now making another postseason start. And Oswald Peraza will lead things off for New York. It is a pretty left-handed heavy lineup, so I think it's a good matchup for us to use our best pitchers, Joe Michael and then Aaron Ashby out of the bullpen. We do have Ken Waldichuk as well, who's done a pretty fine job. Arise with some trouble on the first ball he sees. And that's going to be a base hit for Peraza. We know Arise has never been known for his defense, so hopefully he can make it up with his bat. But that'll bring up Manuel Margot, who hit for a pretty good average this season. The 1-0 is fouled off. Fouled that one off. We got 2 strikes. Michael looking for that first punch out. Just inside. Michael's 3-2 is fouled off. And it's a pretty good sequence here to start the day for New York. You get the infield hit. You get lucky on the defensive blunder. And now a chance to put 2 on for your best hitter, Alvarez, and Margot's battling. And a chopper up the middle. Arise applies the tag and converts the double play. That cleans things up nicely. And that sets up our first meeting with Francisco Alvarez. Popped him up, and that was on a 2-0 pitch. Vargas in foul ground ends the inning as the Yankees cannot make the most of their opportunities. And they're not about to give us any info, it looks like, on Luis Gil's season. But that's who's on the mound for the Yankees today. Let's go check out his numbers here this way instead. So he started all year long for New York, 32 starts. He pitched 172 innings with a 4.8 ERA. He's always been, a 1.5-ish whip pitcher. And then his WAR is nothing great. He will give up some walks and some homers. The numbers are certainly far from intimidating. And we got Miguel Vargas leading things off. Arise behind him. Pretty similar lineup to what we've had here the last handful of episodes. However, Guerrero is down in the 8th spot. He just continues to go lower. If he goes much lower, he's going to be out of the lineup entirely. But when I have Don down there, I'm just choosing to have a second leadoff there instead of Guerrero at the very bottom. Popped back by Vargas, who this year did a better job hitting righties than lefties, turning his career in a slightly different direction. What's weird, though, about Vargas is that he did hit righties better. Takes that for ball 3. His numbers were basically the same as last year, despite, doing a lot of that against lefties 2 years ago and then against righties, more of his damage this season. It's a leadoff walk, and that's going to bring up Luis Arise. He hits the fly ball into right center field, and that's an easy play for the first out. And a drive hit out to left now from Franmil Reyes, and that ball is robbed. He just took it away from Franmil Reyes. It would have been 2-0. What a play for New York in the first inning. I have not seen anybody rob a home run in this park before. The postseason brings the best out in everybody. Well, that's not always true. But the postseason can bring about some things you just don't typically see. So it's left fielder Kyle Isbell who makes the first real big play of our postseason run. Unreal. Should have been 2-0. And now we got Soderstrom with 2 away. Not only do I think that's the first time I've seen a homer robbed in this stadium, but in the first 99 episodes, was there ever a robbed homer? I don't remember one. Soderstrom, right field, and it gets by the right fielder. Maybe Vargas can score after all. Throw coming in, it's too late, and we score first anyway. We have seen this, though, a few times lately. Some hard hit line drives into right field, and we're not seeing the best angles taken to stop the ball. Soderstrom gets us on the board. It's a little consolation prize after missing out on the home run. Yusniel Cruz is next. And he's coming off a brilliant rookie year that should launch him into superstardom. Good fastball away. One of the best pitches of the inning for Heel. We'll see if we can come back from the 0-2. Got him with a very similar pitch. So, in our last postseason series against the Rays, they happened to have a lot of left-handed hitters that did a really good job against lefties, which made it really difficult to match up with them. And Jake McCarthy, I think, fits that same mold, where his contact is even better, his power is even better. Austin Wells, afterwards, he's a pretty balanced hitter. Ryan McMahon's balanced, better against righties, but it's kind of a wash there. So I don't know if this is going to be one of those teams where we can simply match him up with lefties either. I'm hoping that by pitching Waldichuk in Game 3 in New York that it neutralizes at least some of the power. Surely feel better than pitching a righty out there, but we'll see when we get there. 1-0 Oakland. Austin Wells the batter. And 0-2 for Joe Michael. We'll start working in some of the other secondary pitches, and the curve is low. Changeup. Got him. Strike 3. And Ryan McMahon lifts it out to Cabrera in right. And he is playing, of course, over Dylan Carlson, whose offense just, I don't think, brings to the table what Cabrera's does right now. However, with a lot of lefties, you'd have to think they could be giving Cabrera a lot of looks in the outfield where he's obviously not as good as Dylan Carlson. We go bottom 2. I thought we had a pretty good opening inning. We took advantage of some bad pitches and put some good swings out there. We got a 2-2 count on Trey Sweeney, and that is too late at 98. We're seeing him work the edges really well in the last couple of at-bats. Maybe he's getting settled in now. And yeah, he just keeps throwing fastballs on the edge. Gonna try to be selective with some of these. I don't know why I can't lay off that one, though. High fastballs, they tend to look pretty hittable. And then it's strike 3. That one, to me, I thought was going to be low. And what kind of a postseason are we in for from Vladimir Guerrero Jr.? We could be seeing his last games as an A's first baseman if he opts out at the end of the year. He had an all-right year. By his standards, disappointing. By Major League first base standards, pretty average. busts his bat, and that will wrap up the second. And here is the home run robber himself, Kyle Isbell. And Joe Michael delivers that two-seamer that really became a go-to pitch for much of the season. Curveball waved at strike two. You do not want to be down 0-2 when you haven't even seen the real fastball yet. But he missed. And that time he did not. Good job on the edge again, just like we saw from Heel. 1-2 now on Florial. Got him with a good curve. That's the best one he's thrown so far. Right on the corner against Gleyber Torres. He's off of a .255 year with 8 home runs, 49 RBIs. Not quite what the Yankees wanted, and he grounds it right to Sweeney, and Michael faces the minimum through 3. Another guy I've got my eye on here as we go into postseason play is Aaron Don. Now, last season, he had a grand slam in his first career postseason game. From that point on, he was basically missing. I let him continue to lead off like he did all season, and he struggled. Going, I forget what it was, but he struggled to hit 150, 200 in the postseason last year, and it just would not turn around. And obviously now he's batting at the bottom of our order. So this year didn't even turn things around entirely. We could really use him, though, now that we're back in the postseason. On the grass, backhand, and got him at first. And Heel continues to deliver strikes right on the edge. We're going to have to start offering at those because he just keeps on throwing those. Sometimes I can be a little too willing to swing early in the count, and then with 2 strikes, I all of a sudden get picky. Should probably reverse that game plan. Center field, as we just missed that one, and it's a good 1-2-3 third. Not too surprising, we have very little offense so far in this game. Just 2 hits and 1 robbed home run. 1-0, and Joe Michael off to a pretty strong and sharp start. Most of the pitches I wanted to use today are working pretty well. The curve's a little bit off, but trying to get it back with 2 strikes primarily. But when his curveball is really on, you can throw it at any point of the count. I think we're going to get one right here. 2-2. Peraza can't hold up. Guerrero speared at first. He gets Margot. We got 2 down and back to Alvarez. We want as many at-bats as we can have with him facing 2 outs and nobody on base. Good curve from Michael, and Arise gathers this one. Another 0. And here's Franmil Reyes. After nearly homering his first time, he will bounce one on this attempt from deep short. Another brilliant play. Well, he's got our only hit to this point. We'll see if he's got something in store in his second trip. But Luis Heels at 43 pitches. I think he's pitching extremely well. And now Soderstrom's got him again. And I'll have him for extras a second time. In at second as he splits the shifted outfield. And then you got the Rookie of the Year, the dynamic Yusniel Cruz, taking away. Into shallow center and dropped in for a hit. Soderstrom's waved home. He will score, and it's 2-0 on Yusniel Cruz RBI single. And there is 2 now for Oakland. Brings up Trey Sweetie, sliding stop, and a double play to wrap up the 4th. And we're hoping the 2 runs is all Joe Michael will need today. And now faces Austin Wells with a 2-2 count. 51st pitch. Taken in the dirt. The curve is continuing to be a little bit off. So 3-2. Missed low with the 2-seamer. First walk of the day. 1 down, and McMahon launches one towards the fountain. And that one is gone, and the game is tied. Joe Michael had his best season this year of home run prevention, but the Yankees get a big one here in the 5th inning. .417 feet, and we were not going to be robbing that one. 2 runs there on 1 swing with how well Michael was up until that pitch. That gives them a real good chance in this one. A good changeup to Isbell to get strike 2. Soderstrom wants us to try that curve once again. And a good one, slash to right, base hit. Isbell goes on the first pitch as it's fouled off. We'll have to keep an eye on him over there. Not like a great stolen base threat or anything. Stays put this time, and it's strike 2. Strike 3 on Florial. 5 strikeouts for Joe Michael, and now Gleyber Torres. Got the top edge that time at 99. Got him! Clipping the edge, and that has been called a strike throughout this game. But now we're tied through 4.5. And of course, we got Joe Michael in here, and they have their 3rd starter, so us being at home, obviously, this is one of those where if we don't win, you start to worry a little bit. A couple low strikes into Miguel Cabrera now. 2-2 to Cabrera. Just a piece of that one, but good to get a battle going now. Lifted at short. Should be an easy one. I think he's still got plenty of stamina to go deeper into this ball game. I think 6 innings is definitely in the cards. Here's Guerrero now. And he lifts one to center. And maybe a couple years ago that unties the game, but not here. Already in the 6th. Tied at 2, and we do have Aaron Ashby getting warm, and it's just kind of in case it's the postseason. You want to warm guys up as a precaution at times. Here's one to left center and hit well, and Don makes the play. A full count to Manuel Margot here with 1 away. Alvarez on deck. And Michael misses wildly. Alvarez has his first base runner now. Trying to get him to chase. He lets the curve go. All right, it missed, but it didn't miss too badly, I guess. The changeup's in there. 1-2. He gets a piece of that fastball. It does seem his control and just ability to hit some of his spots is starting to go as he approaches 80 pitches. Line foul away from Vargas. And there is strike 3. Hard to catch up to that one. McCarthy the batter. Michael 0-2. There's a 3-pitch strikeout. So who's going to go to their bullpen first? 60th pitch incoming, and I just need to be ready for that. Finally trying to sit on the fastball, and that's about the time he goes to the slider. He's thrown so many fastballs, though. He's been reliant on that. Not here as he goes sliders back to back, and that's out of reach. We take that one, though, and the count's full on Vargas. We haven't gotten anybody in the top 3 on base yet, hoping we're about to change that. Hammered to right! Vargas, Oppo, and gone! This guy's always full of surprises, I tell ya. What'll he do next? A no-doubter, opposite field homer over the wall and right. Like, have we even seen Reyes do that? I mean, this guy just has something new for me every couple episodes, it feels like. He's about to get paid. There is your go-ahead home run. 3-2 Oakland here, bottom of the 6th inning. Slashed the other way, a base hit for a rise, and he'll hold up at first. Could we see that bullpen now? I didn't see actually over there if anybody was actually getting warm, but as a matter of fact, they will make a move. I thought it was a pretty good effort, though, from him. He threw a lot of good pitches and just had a couple that we were able to crush. So here is Justice Sheffield, and we're not surprised to see them go to their lefties. That can neutralize a lot of our lefties who are not, good against the same handedness. We don't have lefties that hit lefties very well. But the first guy up is not a lefty at all. Franmil Reyes 0-2 on a pair of low pitches. Wow, cranked it foul. Debating on a move here, but I don't know. I could run for a rise here with Geloff, who has more speed and plays better defense. It's just a matter of, do I think we'll see a righty down the road or a lefty? So they have Kobe Allard and then a few righties who are a little bit lower in terms of overall, although that does include Emmanuel Clase. I think I'm going to make the move here for Geloff. In a one-run game, doesn't hurt to shore up your defense a little bit. So after Cabrera's next at-bat, I'm probably going to sub for him defensively as well. Although, if it's against the lefty, that's where Carlson thrives. So I got options there. But Geloff now at first. And a ground ball to the hole again. And the out at second. You can't turn 2 on that. Man, they're getting so many outs from the grass on us. Some excellent defense at short. They've gotten 4 outs on 3 balls hit to the grass. I want to give Joe Michael another inning. Ashby is warm. It is a one-run game, but I'm not pulling the Cy Young winner right now. We got their 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up. So no Alvarez in there. 2 strikes on Austin Wells. And still the curveball's just not getting thrown quite right today. 2-2. And he gets a piece of the fastball. Back to it and stopped by Guerrero. Out number 1. And now we got McMahon, who already hit a home run earlier off of Michael. This is his 90th pitch, and it's inside. Michael, 2-1. Just high to McMahon. It's now 3-1 with his bell waiting. And there's a strike. What do we got now? Soderstrom wants a fastball down and in. That's what he's going to get. And he fouls it off. It hurts right now to not have that curve where I like it. We're essentially, you know, he's a 3-pitch pitcher running a little bit empty right now, approaching 100 pitches. And McMahon continues to foul off the fastball. We don't have much else to throw. I do like the idea of a two-seam now. Again, bouncer to short. And a critical out for Michael. Isbell fouled down the line, and now an 0-2. Michael, pitch 100, just off the corner. Wow, a sweeper. That's like one of the first times we've thrown it. It was an excellent attempt as well. The 2-2. Got him! Strike 3. Michael goes 7, only allowing 2, and the A's lead it 3-2. That is likely going to be it for Joe Michael in this game as we go bottom 7 with Cruz. Taking the slider from Sheffield low. Doesn't have the velocity that we saw earlier. A couple to look at here to start the AB to Cruz. Not the guy you want to be 2-0 against. And I think he just got away with one. Left center field and run down. It's out number 1. That couldn't have missed by much. We are going to make the move here with Dylan Carlson, who will replace Miguel Cabrera and go out to right. So he'll get his first postseason AB after being one of our postseason stars a year ago. We'll see if he's in for a repeat performance. Chopper right back to Sheffield. And the inning is over in order. So we're heading into the 8th inning, and it's going to be Aaron Ashby coming into the game. And then, of course, we've got Penn Murphy, who was the runner-up as the AL reliever of the year. Ashby, a 2-time All-Star with us. We gave him the contract extension because it's so difficult to find relievers that can give you as many good innings as he does. I think our deal was a bargain. Ooh, come on now. The strike zone's been pretty good throughout the day. It's been at least very consistent. And there is the circle change for strike 2. Ashby, 2-2. And he got him! With one away, it's Gleyber Torres. And he fouls off the sinker to run this count 1-2. There is strike 3, right down the middle. Not exactly where I wanted it, but it got the result. 2 gone, it's Peraza. Good changeup on the outer edge. Got the inner edge now with the fastball. And trying to finish the inning. Got him! Another brilliant inning for Aaron Ashby. Bottom of the 8th, and we only lead the game by 1. So here's Guerrero with a line drive foul. Base hit center field. Guerrero is on the board. And he will be lifted for Royce Lewis as we empty out the bench. We'll then swap him and Arise. Well, actually, Arise already out of the game, so we'll have to probably move Vargas then to first base. And we'll play Royce Lewis at third, or Geloff at third as his true position. Pitch out, but we're not going. Don inside out to third base. Got the lead runner, and Don beats it out. And Vargas, with his big home run, gave us the lead. Now he faces the lefty and holds back on the inside slider. Could not lay off of it. Strike 3 on Vargas. He just threw the same pitch basically 3 times. Been trying to work on that inside slider. I was doing that in the pregame, actually, because that slider's been giving me so much trouble lately. That was the main thing I wanted to practice. Zach Geloff now with 2 gone. Waves at a low one. I'm thinking about sending Don on one of these pitches. In the air, left center. Under it. And catchable. That's the 8th. We've had some swings on good pitches that unfortunately have just not made very good contact. So we've only got 3 runs. We'll see if that's going to be enough. As Penn Murphy, after saving 46, looks for his biggest of the season. So Vargas over to first, Royce Lewis to second, and Zach Geloff to third. As the 9th inning gets underway. Margot waves and misses. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. Ground ball. Lewis gathers this one. First out. So Alvarez will come to the plate again with the bases empty. But he can still do some damage here, and we got to try avoiding anything in the zone that he can drive. Not a bad start, but he takes away. McCarthy's after him. That's some decent lineup protection, too. In there at 90. 2 strikes from Penn Murphy. And that's fouled away into the seats. Did he hold this time? No, he goes around. Strike 3 on Alvarez. And that just leaves Jake McCarthy. A's trying to take a 1-0 lead. McCarthy takes a strike inside. Ooh, that one was left up, but he cannot connect. 2 strikes on the lefty. Got him looking! And there's your Game 1 victory, and the A's take it. Joe Michael helps us get this first home win, and we know for sure our first game in New York is not going to be a chance for them to eliminate us. Overall, that's a really good game, I think, to get into the flow of playoff baseball. We got some big swings in there. Got a victory, of course, and I think that we did a pretty good job overall in this game. Some isolated pockets of action throughout, but mostly a pitcher's duel in this one, and one that we thankfully found a way to take. Joe Michael is your player of the game with his 9 strikeouts in 7 innings. Let's get to the next one. And we're hoping we can take the second game at home as well. Logan Gilbert gets the mound this time, and the Yankees are going to pitch Casey Mize, who is their ace. We have one change in the lineup now. It's going to be Dylan Carlson in right field. As, you know, Gilbert, we don't know who he's going to be. He's had a lot of games where he's gotten destroyed, and I'm nervous about him against their lefties, so I want our better defensive right fielder. And here we are, Game 2 underway in Oakland. It's Peraza, and a ground ball. Arise plays this one much better, and it's a 1-pitch out. They didn't do much with their first 3 batters in that first game against Joe Michael, but that's not too much of a surprise. But what Logan Gilbert are we going to get? Just a few pitches in, I like what I see, and Margot lifts one to Carlson in right. 2 gone. Another bases empty, 2-out AB for Francisco Alvarez. So yes, if you haven't followed the series in its entirety, the Yankees ended up with Francisco Alvarez, who drives one to the gap in right center. That's down. Carlson playing it, and it's a 2-out double. But the Mets ended up with Jason Dominguez via some weird trade, so I don't know what's going on here with these two teams. Ooh, splitter missed in the wheelhouse for McCarthy. Did not offer. Fastball in there now, and we want to leave Alvarez at second. And he did not go around, says the home plate umpire. Got him, though, that time. Strike 3. We're going up against Casey Mize this time around, who's a ground ball pitcher. Not usually a very high strikeout guy. So we've got to be careful when he's trying to attack and work low in the zone, because we're going to play into right what he wants. Here's Vargas. And it's a belt-high fastball that we could have swung at. This one's going to center, though, and it's down for a base hit. Good start again for the A's. Here is Luis Arise. And that one is very low. Expect to see a lot of sinkers. Does have a 5-pitch mix, though, so there's a lot to keep in mind as he misses twice. A drive hit out to right field, and that one is easily caught. They've had some pretty good fly ball luck, I'd have to say. We've had good pitches to hit, and we've only really 2 big fly balls, and one was robbed. Franmil Reyes has not forgotten about that. Way inside from Mize. See, those are the ones we got to be okay letting go early in the count. Chopper, though, off of the dirt in front of home plate, and that is the 2nd out on Reyes. We got the first inning run last game, and we're hoping Soderstrom wants to repeat. He drove in run number 1. Ooh, fouled back, 0-2. And waving low, it's strike 3. That one is down the line and fair. Cruz trying to chase it down as Volpe, hustling into second, has the double. So another extra base hit off of Logan Gilbert. Here is Ryan McMahon, who's supplied the only runs so far for New York in the postseason. Well, against us anyway. Up the middle, base hit. He looks to do it again. Don fires home. It's offline. 1-0 Yankees. Yep, that's not where the splitter is supposed to be. McMahon takes advantage. It's 1-0. And the sinker is even missing a little high now. Come on, Logan. Get the elevation right. That's better. And the ground ball. Sweeney will spin and fire in time. Double play. And we have a full count to the leadoff man. Got him on the high fastball. That ball is crushed by Gleyber Torres. And the Yankees add another one here in the third. Usually the splitter is one of his go-to pitches, and it is not. It's given up both of their run-producing hits. Yeah, that's not where we want it, ever. That's a better one there. At least the fastball feels like it's in a good spot, but we're looking to see what actually complements it today, and it has not been the splitter. 1-2, curveball. That finds its way down the line. Peraza with great speed, and Carlson will hold him to a double. And there's still nobody out here in the third. Got to get that bullpen ready to go early. Lifted for Cruz, and thankfully a routine play for the first out. So, we've already won game one. Should we lose this game, next episode is games 3 and 4. So, I mentioned last episode that I wanted to have elimination games always get their own episode, but that's not always the case. Like, I don't want to start a video off with an elimination game and then do another one afterwards, because it kind of spoils the first game. So, because the third game isn't a deciding game either way, we know it's going to be 2 games at least if we split anyway, at the least. But if we come back and win this game, it'll be a 1-game episode in game 3. So Gilbert got the weak chopper of Alvarez, trying to finish the inning strong. McCarthy not offering. I really thought he was going to there. And now the sinker is way too low. Yeah, fastball, not much else to trust right now. And that one is strike 3 for Gilbert. That's a pretty good pitch there. That did not go Mize's way. 2-1 on Aaron Don. And that one's just inside. 3-1. And a ground ball put in play right at short. And in the first trip through the order, we only managed 1 hit. And it was from Vargas. Pretty good first few innings for Casey Mize. 2 gone here in the third. And that is speared, taking away potentially our second hit. Ooh, there's a good slider from Logan Gilbert as he rings up Anthony Volpe. 2 gone here in the fourth, not having to dip into the bullpen quite yet. But let's get past McMahon quickly. Jeez, are you trying to have him hit another home run, Logan? You just can't trust it today. He doesn't have it. 50th pitch. Got him! High heat. All right, 1 hit is not going to do it. We trail 2-0, bottom 4. Great stuff from Casey Mize thus far as Arise flips it foul. Could be playable, and it's just out of reach. To the right side, and Mize gets that ground out. He's trying to continue creating. We go to Franmil Reyes. Hoping to get a second chance at going yard with him today. Not coming here. Don't have to swing at that. Oh, and it's thrown away. And Reyes is going to hustle into second, and it's a 2-base error on the Yankees. Maybe that blunder can get us going a little bit. Should have been a routine play, especially with the speed of Reyes. He's not even in frame until McMahon is in chase mode. So here's Soderstrom. Exactly who you want up, I'd say. Right side, chop to second. Yeah, fell for the sinker there. Was hoping it would be more middle of the plate. Got to take that one away. Not the pitch we want. Right center field, and we're on the board. Yusniel Cruz delivers with a 2-out RBI double. And that's 2 RBIs in the series. So there's the first off of Casey Mize. We'll take that one, a really good pitch inside. Trey Sweeney's been here for a lot of big hits this season. Cruz at second. Wow, he just fouled that back. The former Yankee prospect turned A's starting shortstop. Yeah, I want that high one to drive. Just fought that one off. Mad about the previous one. Whoa, that's way inside there, Casey. And that is at the letters. 3-2. Got Carlson on deck. Despite facing a righty today. Popped him up. Just a tick late, it looks like. And Mize wraps up the inning after Cruz does his first bit of damage. And it's 2-1, New York. I could see this being the last inning for Gilbert. Debatable if I want him to face Alvarez again. He hasn't been terrible, but if he's not at his best, I know we have a bullpen that we can follow him up with. No problem. It's a good 12-6 there, but he lays off. And then he gives up the drive to left, and Cruz does not cut it off. And that is a double for Estevan Florial. Thought we were going to catch that on the fly at first. Another splitter gone wrong. So we're going to go to the slider now as we face Gleyber Torres. The 0-1 is right on the corner. And he strikes him out on 3 excellent pitches. Now let's go through this sequence again. The slider started on the inside and then hit that fastball on the corner. That's a pretty brutal at bat. There's nothing Torres can really do in that sequence. Most are going to chase that slider 0-2. This is awful now. So Logan, just terrible luck to start this at bat. 2-0 on 2 great pitches. And now 1 pitch away from walking Peraza. All right. And the runner trying to advance, and we'll throw him out at third. That works. Margot. Hanging slider, and he just missed it. Lifted to Carlson, and that's it for the top half of the 5th. Carlson with the drive. That's belted to left center field, and it is run down on the warning track. I feel like it's been ages since I hit a homer with Guerrero. He's up with 1 down. Base hit center field. We'll have to settle for that. And it's been an awful long time since Don had a meaningful postseason moment. That grand slam was not a sign of what would come next. Don lifts it. Just missed, apparently. Things feel just a tick off right now, and These are a lot of pitches I can usually do some damage with. Especially a high breaker like that to be late. Just doesn't feel right. So Vargas with 2 down. He will take the first away. He tries left center. And that's a weak fly ball and the end of the 5th. Here comes Andre Palante. A deadline acquisition 2 years ago that ended up being a lot better for us this season compared to last. And he's in there with a fastball to Alvarez. Of course, his main pitch is that big curveball that we're saving. Well, would have been nice here, 0-2. If the strike zone didn't suddenly start to change on us. Alvarez for Dawn makes the catch. That's a long run. Cruz is going to try, but he will not get there. The 0-2 to McCarthy. Ooh, he got a piece of that? That doesn't happen often on his curveball. Not like that. All right, McCarthy can clearly make a little contact here. And now he sends it to Carlson, but doesn't make him work hard for it. Ooh, that's the nasty 12-6 right there. We're getting some excellent pitching here in this series, and now we're hoping we can at least tie things up. We do not want to lose these low-scoring affairs. We've got to back up this elite level pitching we get. Arraez leads off the 6th. Big spot here for Mize as he's in the mid-50s pitch count-wise and might max around 70 to 80. Oh, that somehow does not hit Arraez. Right to second base. 1 down. We're doing an excellent job of hitting it at players like it's the objective of the game. Franmil Reyes. Trying to elevate a fastball, and that one's fouled back. And just out in front. Good slider. He hasn't thrown that one a ton. Chopper right side, and Mize will cover this one. 6 really good innings. And we'll see how much longer they leave him in for. Well, we're facing the bottom of the Yankees order, and I think Palante's got 1 more in him. Let's see if we maybe want to get Ashby warm again in this one. We got the travel day after this, so you don't have to worry as much about managing stamina. Good two-seamer, and Volpe swings away. Palante. Got him! Foul tip on the 12-6. Lifting this one for Carlson, and there's a routine play. 5 outs for Andre Palante, and now it's Florial. Such a tough pitch to handle. I'm still enamored with his 12-6. It's one of the best I think I've seen play in this franchise. 0-2. Slider this time to wrap it up. An outing so strong, you badly want to get him some run support to give him a chance at a victory. Well, let's see if we can get some runs off the New York pen. Here's Adbert Alzolay. And I know for a while now, I've not done a great job of adjusting and getting runs off of opposing bullpens. Not like we have a choice now, we got to score. Yusniel Cruz leads off. And there's one to look at way inside. Got 2 righties getting warm. Sweeney and Carlson on deck. Wow, that was One I'm looking for there. He fouled that straight back. And lucky that bottom edge isn't called. 3-2 on Cruz. Got him with the high heat. A little chopper here by Sweeney in a pretty good spot, and he beats it out for an infield hit. We'll take him any way we can get him. Certainly got to start making some better swings, though. Here's Carlson. He's 0 for 2. Way upstairs. Alzolay a little bit all over the place. Good slider that we're in front of. And that's popped up. 2 gone. Well, how about Guerrero? Why not Vladdy to deliver the big hit we're waiting for? And that one is going to end up behind first base, and it will wrap up the 7th. Just continuing to be late on too many of these swings, and we got 2 innings to fix this. Aaron Ashby picking up where he left off on the previous day as he quickly strikes out Torres. On one hop, we got Sweeney to first. There's one over the middle to Margot, and that makes it 1-2. With 2 down, he takes low in the dirt. Got him with the slider, strike 3. We gotta get a run. They're gonna keep bringing in new pitchers, so we didn't do well against Alzolay. Let's see if we can do better against Piamps. We're fighting off some close pitches. On the ground and backhanded. Quick transfer and the out at first. And this ball is lifted to center. And there's nothing doing here in the 8th. On to the 9th we go. You really can't ask for better pitching than we've gotten here in the first 2 games. Ashby takes care of this one on Alvarez. But our offense has been very hot and cold this year, and in the games I've played, it's been, all over the place in terms of we've had some really high scoring outputs, but we seem to go back and forth between tearing the cover off the ball and then struggling to string together hits. Jake McCarthy, he doesn't go. That is a base hit to left field. Good piece of hitting there. And Nolan Jones follows it up. And McCarthy's got great speed. He might be waived. He will. Sweeney, not in time as the Yankees get an insurance run here in the top half of the 9th. 2 big lefty hits going to opposite field, and the Yankees have created their 3rd run, and they do it against Aaron Ashby. So we're going to make a move here with Eli Morgan then. This year's deadline acquisition. Try to limit the damage. That is not going to be successful down the right field line. And the Yankees make it 4-1. Okay, that's a ball. Ryan McMahon, no longer the only Yankee to drive in a run in this series. Bouncing away from Soderstrom, he regathers but cannot throw out the runner at 3rd. And this inning has been a complete mess. That's a strike at least. But now, how do you keep that run at third from scoring. Nice curve. Punch out here would be pretty big. Wow, I didn't expect it as he missed in the zone. And now hopefully can get Florial. Strike zone's getting tighter, I feel, as we go. That's speared. And the Yankees get 2 to start the 9th inning, so if we can't get 3, they are taking home field advantage to the Bronx next episode. So let's see what we've got here against AJ Puck. It's our last chance in Game 2. Base hit right field. That's off the bat of Reyes. Again, though, we're late on a pitch that's an 89. That ain't right. So we're going to get Lewis out there as a runner. We're going to let Soderstrom hit. Not worried about the lefty-lefty matchup here. That's away. Ball 1. I mean, the strike zone's been weird for me, too. 2-1 to Soderstrom. Nearly down the line, but that's a little late. Taken away. Full count. Yusniel Cruz is on deck. Lifted to left. And that's playable for the first. Cruz provided our only hit earlier. Now hitting with 1 gone in the 9th. Yeah, it's not going to get fixed today. We're either going to get lucky or we're going to have to get some more reps in before the next episode. 2 gone. And that's going to wrap this one up, it appears. And we split the first 2 in Oakland. The Yankees take Game 2, 4-1. Pitching was overall very good for both teams. I thought we hit way better in the first game than the second. We had some swings that didn't, give us great contact, but then in the last, 5 innings or so, our offense was pretty putrid. So I'm going to have to get some more practicing in. I did practice before this one, mainly on some sliders that were giving me issues, but right now the timing is just a little bit off, and when you're late and you feel like you're swinging early, you're just going to screw yourself up even worse. Definitely a winnable game here. I think we had plenty of chances to pile on some runs here, but does not happen in the second game. So, when we go to the Bronx in our next episode, it's going to be games 3 and 4. So, potentially, this series could be wrapped up next episode. We don't know yet. But it's going to be Waldichuk and Cole Phillips who get the starts. Unless, for some reason, we lose this game and there's enough gas in the tank for Joe Michael, then maybe that'll be the case. But hopefully, it's not. Well, that's how our postseason journey starts this season. We're splitting right now. Meanwhile, Baltimore's up 2-0 on the Twins. So they could be advancing to the ALCS here pretty soon with one more victory. Meanwhile, the Dodgers lead their series in the National League, and the Pirates lead the Phillies 2-1. And that is going to do it for this episode, everybody. I appreciate your support, and I hope you enjoyed the video. More postseason action here in the A's franchise coming your way this week. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.